Hello and welcome back. I'm Joe and this is Workers and Resources Server Republic, an absolute beginner's guide. Today we're going to concentrate on crime and justice and all the right values that you probably aren't setting right now. Let's use this opportunity to start with the first lesson. Crime can happen in every building that has any workers or citizens or people in it. Buildings without people in it are immune, like that trash building over there or a substation or those things. But every building with workers in it can have crime happening. That includes bus stations, just like in real life. Okay, so if you're curious about that, there you go. Your police station, why would I say that? Your police station has a natural range, which is this. You cannot increase or decrease it, but as long as every building that you care about is green, you're good. And as you can see, only some buildings are green, not all of them. And the buildings that aren't green, they cannot have crime. Cool, got that established. Great. For crime and justice, you find the buildings down here in state infrastructure. There's a police station, large and small, courthouse, large and small, and a prison, large and small. There's also secret police, but it's not really part of this because secret police gives you loyalty information so that you can use these things. Government loyalty down there. After you do some research, you can actually set how much loyalty you need your people to have. But without a secret police, you don't know what the actual loyalty is. That's all the secret police does. It will just give you that information, and that's it. So the other parts of crime and justice are a police station, a courthouse, and a prison. And I haven't done anything to these besides purchased a vehicle over here. So let's go through the lines. The police station. It says it has a max staff of 20 and a max police officers of 40. They have to be higher educated people. That means education of 2.0 or more, which is important because you won't have a lot of these in the beginning. What you want is max out the police staff and police officers so that you can get through these cases as fast as possible, but you actually have to max these out. What you do not want is have all police car slots filled. Why? Because currently, you see, there are two cases here. But one case, where's our friend? I just want to find this one again. One case has not made it to the station yet. It's just sitting there. Nothing has happened yet. So, cases get to the police station only via the police cars. If you have too many police cars, you will get too many cases in at the same time. If you get too many cases in at the same time, you will not solve any cases. It will eventually overflow, and you want to avoid that. The second one was actually this one. So once a police car makes it out there and talks to them, that's when they get the crime, but not before. Without the police car, you're not going to get any crimes in your police stations. Very important. So once you have your crimes here, just make sure that you can actually catch up with them. If you have too many crimes, and that's like anything above 10, start using this button, but you will have a bigger problem. And the bigger problem can come from a lot of places. First, understand that currently there's no overview, but there's this. You want this, not overview, but overlay. You want this number to be below 3%. Once you get above 5%, you're probably having troubles. Once you get into the double digits, you're dead. There's nothing you can do anymore. You will just have to abandon that city. But yeah, you want to keep your criminality at 1 or 2%, ideally, because then you should have no problems catching up with them or keeping up with them. And just make sure that all your cases get solved, because once your cases get solved, they go to the courthouse, and the courthouse has the same problem. You may have some stats up here that tell you how many cases you have not solved. Here's the same problem. Just make sure that you have enough court staff and judges. Judges are the ones that want education 2.0, that you have enough of those in the courthouse to solve all your cases. The numbers may be a little confusing, may not be. The trial is how far you're into the trial. At 100%, the trial is done. And the limitations is the statute of limitations. If it takes you too long and the limitation hits 100%, that person is effectively let go, and you cannot, and they will do crime again. If they have a crime rating, they will do crime again. So you want to avoid that. But those are the numbers that are on here. Serious, minor, and medium crime, honestly, I have not found super interesting, so I kind of ignored those. But let's look at the people. You can double click on these to just go to the person that committed that crime. And this person looks like a crime rating of 3%. That's actually pretty high. So we're just going to follow this person around, hoping that they actually make it to trial and they make it into into prison. But there are a couple other problems going on over here. These are the default values. The default values are nice. We're actually going to ignore that guy now. But they're not good. Why? Because in your prison, your prisoners, once they hit 0% criminality, you should release them. It will be ideal to release them because at this point, they're probably just going to have a negative effect on each other, and they're reducing loyalty, 0% loyalty. This person's probably going to run away. 30% happiness, they're not going to be good workers. And like they're not a good person to have if your criminality is already low. They should not be sitting in prison anymore. As you can see, well, this one still has a problem, but you have a little bit of a sentence left, but that's fine. They will all even out over time. But out of the 5 people that are here, there's one terrible at crime, and this is where problems happen. Why does this one have a high crime rating? I'm glad I see this. The high crime rating comes from the police station maybe not being able to investigate the crime because it didn't have enough police officers, or the court not sending a prisoner or a convict, a perpetrator, not sending the perp to prison. Because if they stay out, they increase their crime rating more, and they're more likely to commit more crimes if they didn't go to prison to take care of their things. Another thing that could happen is 3 prisoners escape this year. So even if they make it to the prison and they get out, there may still be bigger issues. So let's talk these numbers. What are the right settings? I would tell you for a city of about 10,000 or so, little more, a little less, keep your police staff and police officer maxed always, and give 4 cars. 4 cars for a maxed out police station is fine. If you have super high productivity, which affects how fast you can investigate, if you have super high loyalty, if you have super high happiness, you can probably get 6 or 7 cars. Don't get 8 cars. I would just take 4 cars. And if you build the smaller police station, there are less slots. Just fill up half of the slots. Fill up 2 cars. And same thing. Just you want to make sure that you have enough educated workers to work here. And that's all you have to do for the police station. The courthouse, you almost don't have to do anything. Just keep an eye on your court staff and judges that you actually get through your crime cases. And once you do, reduce this by about half. You can have all of this. Yeah, 9 years is way too far. So we're going to take this to about 4.5 years. You want to have all of this. Why? Because with the right prison settings, which we're going to talk about next, all of these should be at 0 criminality in no time. Over here, this is very important. You can have up to 70 wardens in your prison. What does that do? Well, one warden can at best handle 2 prisoners. The prison itself says it can handle 210, which is a ratio of 1 to 3, but that is bad. You want ideally a 1-to-1 warden to prisoner relationship, and with the lower sentences, that is kind of possible, but you not always, because a prison and a courthouse is shared across the Republic because they don't have a range. A police station does have a range, so it's not shared across the whole Republic. So at some point, you may get cases from other cities into your courthouse and into your prison, and then you will get potential overpopulation. But with the lower sentences, it should still be doable. The sentences are also universal, so you only set it in one of the court buildings, and that's applied to all of the other court buildings at the same time. But ratio of wardens to prisoners, 1 to 2 at worst. Don't let it go past that. Once you have those, make sure that they have food and clothes and meat, otherwise they'll be sad, and then look at the numbers down here. What numbers really matter? Well, the only number that you should care about is this one. As long as your criminality goes down by this much every day, is every day or every month. It's a short period of time, which is why we're reducing the sentence for the crimes. As long as this is green, you're doing good. All the other numbers you can play with or you can do something with, and you can increase them and decrease them. And these highly depend on your wardens. So if your wardens are happy, loyal, all of that should all be good. I don't mind the default settings, honestly, if you want to keep them that way, but just play with these until you see some numbers that you like. This is good, but this reduces loyalty a lot, which you don't want. You want loyalty up, but you don't have enough loyalty in your Republic. Because I'm guessing most of my wardens that we have right now have, well, we don't even know what the loyalty is, but I'm sure the loyalty is pretty low. So Play with these numbers until you get them right. Normally what I play with is about 70 or 80 and 20 over here. 80 for propaganda and 20 for cultural enjoyment, because it reduces your loyalty penalty. If you can get your happiness up, sure, but just set these numbers to something that makes sense down here. I'm sorry I'm not super specific on this, but it very highly depends on the wardens that you have and how many wardens you have. Because right now we only have 2 wardens, and if we actually let them get a couple extra wardens here, which we could do probably like this, if they start working for us. Let's do that. Those 2, they should show up there pretty soon, and then these numbers should all get affected. Now we have more wardens. We reduced our criminality rating, and our loyalty is not bad, so we can increase this just a little bit. And now we're in a pretty good spot because we no longer hurt our loyalty. And our criminality rating is still going down. As you can see, this is the number that we really care about, because once our prisoners have 0 criminality, we don't care anymore. You remember the guy that had 9 criminality earlier? Well, either he escaped, or he's no longer, or he has a much lower criminality rating now than before. But there you go. Those are all the settings that you should think about when you set up your prison or crime and justice system, and you should be good to go for the rest of the game. Hope that made sense. Hope I helped someone, and I will see you again next time. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.